How's it going today, guys? Today we're going to be comparing the CMAP chart. It's Navico's brand of chart. We're going to be comparing their shaded relief to CMor Mapping. This is the CMAP reveal for Florida, comparing it to the West Florida card. It is the most updated version of the card. It includes Tampa Bay. It's got some detail off the beaches. It's got some detail offshore. It's got the middle grounds, which is what it was before. It's got stuff out in the Gulf Stream right there. It's got some stuff up in North Florida. This is a West Florida card of CMor, so it's not gonna show like down in Miami or anything like that. But I'm sure you guys can compare these charts with any of the other charts. So like, let's say the CMor Mapping chart of South Florida, you can compare it with the CMAP reveal from South Florida on here. So it'd basically be the same. We're going to be comparing the detail in the chart and the coverage from my area. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of similarities for pretty much anywhere that the CMor chart is offered and is competing with the CMAP chart. So that's gonna be great for you guys. So you guys gonna be able to see which is better for you guys, and if it's worth the money to buy a CMor chart or if it's worth the money to buy the CMAP chart. So I'm gonna be showing you guys the difference. I'm gonna have the CMAP charts and the CMor charts both linked down below in the description. The way it works with CMor is if you buy it from them or you buy it through an authorized dealer, like DBMarineSupplies.com, which is who I'm linking down below in the description, you can see all of the CMAP charts and that they have to offer, and you can also see all of the CMor Mapping charts that they have to offer. Currently, you can get a CMor Map chart on a Simrad, Lowrance, B&G, or Mercury Vessel View, just because that's all the same brand. That's Navico brand. You can also get it on Ray Marine and Furuno as well. You can't get it on Garmin unless you put in an NSO processor to it, which is a CMAP processor. It doesn't have to just be the NSO. It can be the NSO Evo 3S processor. So it basically has to have a CMAP processor hook up to it, and that is like, I believe, like a $4,000 option. So if you're interested in that I'm gonna have linked down below in the description as well. Also, be sure, guys, I don't want you guys to miss out on any updates from CMor Mapping or anything like that on their charts, just because you're gonna miss out if you buy them off of eBay, you buy them off of Amazon, you buy it for somebody that's not authorized. You know, $700 is a lot to pay for a chart. For some people, for some of you guys, it's like, that's not bad. You're gonna spend that in fuel, so I definitely think it's worth it if the CMor chart is better, because you're gonna be spending that in fuel anyways. And guys, if you buy it for below retail price, it's not at $700, the odds are is that that person is not an authorized dealer for CMor. So be sure to buy it through an authorized dealer. That's why I'm leaving D&B Marine Supplies link down below in the description. That way you guys can't go wrong. If you guys have any issues when you go to get it updated, they'll contact them for you and make sure you get that chart updated. And that's why I'm telling you guys, just make sure you guys go through them, and not just them, but I'm really highly recommending them just for that reason. That way you guys don't end up losing out on great new detail from CMor. So let's get started, guys. Let's first start comparing around where I am. So I'm going to be using the side keypad for this video. That way you guys can see the detail better and my hands aren't in the way. We're just going to be comparing the detail that both charts have to offer for where the West Florida card would be showing you detail, comparing it to the other one, because I don't have the South Florida card in here. However, if this video goes good, guys, and you guys like this kind of videos and I get a good response for them, and you guys like and comment a lot on this video, maybe I'll talk with CMor and see if they'll let us borrow one of their cards to show like CMAP, comparing it to their South Florida card and that region. So if you guys wanted that, comment down below, or whatever your region is. So let's start. So down here in the Tampa Bay area, we have the Tampa Bay, we have the shipping channel. I'm going to start looking off of here. So this is going to be the beaches over here. The unit I am using is the Evo 3S unit right here. The other one is the Evo 3, just so I can show you. I did that just so I could show you guys and make that other video showing you guys the difference between the two units. I'm gonna have the Evo 3S unit linked down below in the description, as well as the Evo 3 if it's still around, down below as well. That way you guys could purchase it if you guys really like this unit or are considering upgrading to it. So let's zoom in off the beaches here, so we can see there's a little bit of detail. This is around St. Pete Beach, and you can see some detail. I mean, you can't really see a whole lot, it's kind of blurry over here. And let's go down to the shipping channel. That's like going to be the main thing that I'll be able to show you guys the differences on. So we're going to go down around Egmont Key, down to the shipping channel. So this is over where they have that big hole in the shipping channel. I believe it's 90 feet, and that's the detail on the CMAP chart. Now let me show you guys what it looks like on the CMor chart. So let's zoom in on this one. Also want to show you guys the detail they have off the beach as well. Hold on one second. So just starting off the beach for the CMor chart, because the CMAP chart didn't really have a lot to offer on it. I'm just gonna show you guys what it looks like on CMor right here. Anyways, there it is. Look at that. Look at how much more detail that is. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but that is definitely a lot of difference in detail. You can see all the different bottom on it. Let's just look around a little bit more on here, and you guys can really see all the ledges over here, little rock piles off the beach, the limestone bottom that's over here off of St. Pete Beach. And then let's go down to the shipping channel and compare. Same area, so let's see it. Go down to Egmont. So that is what it looks like. Same spot on the CMor chart. They're both zoomed in to 0.2 miles right now, so the same zoom. And that's the difference in detail. Like, now look at how much more detailed that is on the CMor chart compared to the CMAP chart. It's very clear. You can definitely see that stuff exists on the CMAP chart, but not as well as you do see it on the CMor chart. You can just see the detail. Look at all those rock piles over here, guys. Look at this. All the rock piles and stuff like that on the edge of the channel. You can see all the ledges in the channel. Really great if you're trolling for grouper. You'll be able to see where everything is at. Now let's go and look over some of the stuff in the shipping channel and some of the obstruction and bottom nearby shipping channel. So this is in the shipping channel right here in the bay. I know a lot of guys troll over this for grouper, and let's just look at the detail on these ledges. So you got the ledges, you got some rock piles right here. You can just see the detail on this. Look at that. That's a ledge right there. That's a good rock pile. Just because it's not big doesn't mean it's not going to hold fish. Sometimes the smaller rock piles, you're going to have the bigger grouper on them. Just look at this one over here. And now let's look at that on the CMAP chart. So this is a CMAP chart, and now let's go over here on that chart. So this is the same area, and now let's just zoom in a little bit, and it's definitely nowhere near as detailed. You can definitely see that it exists, and you have an idea of it existing there, but you can't see it in the amount of detail that you would see it on the CMor map. Now let's go look at some of the other hard bottom area I didn't show you guys on the other one. So here's one right here, and you can see there's definitely something there. You can see that there's hard bottom there. It probably looks like there's gonna be a bunch of ledges and rocks over there, so great spot to fish for grouper right there. Now let's go look on the CMor chart. So let's go to the same area, which is right here, and now look at the detail on this chart. So now you're not gonna just, on the other chart it looked like, hey, there's some stuff around in this area. Now you can see, hey, this is the rock pile right here. I want to fish this rock pile right here where the crosshair is. I'm gonna fish this right here, or I'm gonna fish this ledge over here. You can see it. You're not having to guess around or anything like that and go around on your fish finder. You can go right over this and you'll see it. So that's just some of the detail. Let's look at some of the stuff farther up in the bay. Now they don't have everything filled in, unlike the CMAP chart, but they have a lot of sections, and you know, you're gonna be able to find good spots in this mapping. Okay, even if it's not, well, I wanted to see what's over here, well, you're still gonna be able to find good spots that other people aren't fishing. So this is by Skyway Bridge. You can see all the rubble and stuff that they drop down by there, and you can just see the level of detail in this chart. You can see all those rocks. You can see some of the other stuff. You know, they don't have everything, but you see what I mean is that, yeah, there's nothing right here, but look, I can look right here and I can find this rock pile right here. So that's great. So now let's do that with the CMAP chart. Let's go down by the bridge. So you can see there's quite a bit of detail here. Still not as detailed as the CMor chart. You can see there's rocks over here. There's some other ledges and stuff around here. You know, not everything is shown on the CMAP chart. I mean, on the CMor chart that there is on the CMAP chart. It does come preloaded with the Evo 3S if you do decide to buy that. So you can have both. They both cover some areas that the other doesn't, which is nice. But I'm just showing you guys in terms of detail, and we're showing which is better. We're going to be doing lots of future videos on how the charts are different and comparing it to other charts like Navionics and Strike Lines. And I'm just going to be showing you guys which is better, and I'm going to finally make a decision on which I think is better. So let's look at this stuff farther up in the bay. You see all these other ledges and stuff like that in the bay. Now let's check that out on CMor, and we're going to move offshore a little bit. So that's probably right around there. And you can just see, look at that. You can see all those rock piles. Everything. Every rock pile, you can see it. And every single little ledge. Now, I don't know if I'd be fishing those little ledges, because that might be some sand. But I would definitely fish these rock piles. Look at that. So now let's move offshore. Obviously, as I showed you before, the CMAP chart did not have any details for offshore of the Tampa Bay, St. Pete area. So now let's look offshore on this. So it's got detail about 30 miles out, and we'll start offshore, way offshore first. And so let's zoom in and let's see if we can find it. So you're probably thinking, what's all those lines? That's because they physically go and map the bottom. What CMAP and Navionics do is they use the coloring. It was mapped before, years ago, by NOAA, and they use the old NOAA charts and they just color it in. So that's the difference. These guys are physically going and mapping. There's been a lot more recent, so the detail is a lot better, and the method they use to map the bottom is much better than the way it was done by NOAA. Obviously technology has advanced and you'll be able to see it. So this is some detail offshore here. You can see all the ledges and stuff like that right here. Let's just keep going around. So it's really easy to find spots on here, guys. You guys might think, oh man, it's gonna be so hard. Nope. Look, I'm just going around on here and finding spots I never even knew existed. Another ledge right there. So let's zoom out and let's go check out the pipeline. So here's the pipeline. Guys, if you're fishing the pipeline, fish the boxes. Don't try to fish the pipeline itself. You're gonna have much more luck on the boxes. Pipeline's not always hot, but that's great about these charts is you're gonna be able to go around and say, hey, pipeline's not hot today. Let me go try this ledge, and that ledge will probably be hot. So look at the detail around here. So you can see the pipeline. It's just this little line right here, and you can see it as it goes offshore. And you can see it continues down here, and it continues to go, as you can see, towards the bottom of the screen, around there, and you can see it. And then, so what I'm saying, okay, pipeline's not hot today. What am I gonna do? Shoot, there's no fish there. Okay, what's this right here? That's all ledges and rock piles right there, guys. That's money right there. So now let's go in a little bit closer. So let's see. Okay, so let's go to this. I believe is the wreck that I wanted to show you guys. So let's go to the Gunsmoke. This is a popular wreck. This is a shrimp boat. I've never fished it before. I've heard lots of people have had good luck on it, but a lot of times there's lots of sharks around it, so I like to fish the ledges around it. You can definitely see all the ledges around it, so that might be exactly where the boat is right there. I can't really tell. I think what it is right here. I believe it's only like a 50 or 70 foot boat, shrimp boat that was sunk, and you can see my scale down here, 50 feet, and that is about 50 feet right there. So that's probably the wreck right there. And you can see all the other ledges around it that I've heard about, and you could definitely go and fish that. Look at this right here, guys. Look at this. This is some obstruction. You can definitely tell that's a bunch of scattered bottom, and that's probably going to be good bottom for red grouper right there. You can see all these other ledges in it. A lot of times what I noticed on these charts, you see lines and you see a bunch of lines come together like this. Tap on that, and a lot of times that's structure right there. And so perfect example right there, there was structure. So let's go in a little bit closer now. So here's some good numbers out here, and you can see all these rock piles over here. And look, as I zoom in, it doesn't just keep getting blurrier, it gets more detailed. So you can almost see the shells on the bottom. It's so clear on these charts. You can see all these rock piles right here, and you'll be able to see all the detail. And there's so much detail on these charts, it's everywhere. It's just insane the amount of numbers you'll be able to see. So now let's go farther down and compare a little bit more. So the CMAP chart started right about over around here, and then but the CMor charts did start up around Tarpon Springs. As far as near shore, it's got some stuff off of Clearwater that it shows you guys. There's also some other stuff that was mapped here. So let's go over to that and just take a look at what it is. And you can see all the ledges and rock piles around it. Lots of great detail in these charts. Now let's go down the coast. Let's go down here off the beach. You can see there's some detail off the beach. This is a spot I marked just looking around before I decided to shoot this video for you guys. So this is a little spot off the beach off of Sarasota. It's got a bunch of rock piles. It's got a bunch of ledges around there, and it's got some good hard bottom around there. So now let's look at that exact same spot on the CMAP charts. Let's zoom out. Okay, and then that number is right there, so let's zoom in on it. So this chart also has a lot of detail in it. Obviously it's not as much as the CMor chart. You can definitely see that there's a lot of detail there. You can definitely tell that there's some structure there, there's some ledges. It's just not as clear, which is kind of a bummer. You can't see it as well, but that's why CMor charts are $700 compared to $250. You're paying for what you get. So it's got lots of detail down the beach. It doesn't really have anything offshore for down here for you guys. There's Boca Grande Pass, very historic, famous pass right here. Let's look at the detail in it right here. So this is the pass. You can definitely see that there's a lot of detail in it. Look at all that. That's a lot of detail. That's really great. Let's look at the same spot on the CMor map. So let's go down to Boca Grande. Boca Grande is right here. And look at the difference in detail. So that one was really detailed as well. It was really nice. I thought the detail was really great in it, but this is way better. You can almost see the shells on the bottom. Look at that. You can see everything. And it's really detailed. This chart's really detailed. Obviously that's probably a good spot right there for grouper. But yeah, look at the detail in it. And unlike the CMAP chart, it's got detail offshore. So let's see, there's the little lines right here. Nope, that's not it. So there's some stuff up here. So let's click over here. So this is about 10 miles out, 10-15 miles out. And it's just a little area that mapped offshore. So you guys might be like, well, maybe I shouldn't buy it because there's not as much detail offshore for my area. Well, I kind of just have to disagree with that, because there is a lot of detail, because now you're able to actually see the numbers and find spots on the CMor charts that you never knew existed. So even though it's not great, you're still going to be able to find a lot of new numbers to fish. So let's just go down here a little bit more. You can see all these rock piles and ledges. Definitely a lot of good numbers to fish in here. Lots of numbers. The whole coast of the west coast of Florida is filled with limestone, so you're gonna be able to find lots and lots of structure to fish. It's not hard to find numbers, but this definitely makes it a lot easier, and you can fish new stuff. So if you see somebody on your spot, if you want to just give a friend a number and be confident that it's going to be good, you can definitely do that. So let's show a little bit more detail offshore for down here. Okay, so let's look at right here. So this is a little stretch, a mapping they did. So you can definitely see all the ledges in it. There's a lot of ledges right here. There's definitely lots of fish there. Keep going over, and you can just see that there's lots and lots of detail in these charts, and you'll be able to find lots and lots of ledges and rock piles and all that. They also have some other stuff down here for you guys. down by Naples. They got a bunch of detail off the beach, as you can see. This looks like it's showing it used to be a wreck, or they say it's a wreck, so let's see. And you can see where that wreck is right there. You can really see the detail in it. Look at that. And you can see all the other ledges around it. So let's go a little bit offshore. That was about, it's off of Gordon Pass, about 1.5 miles. So now offshore here, we can see all this detail. Okay, just zooming in. I'm just picking random spots because I haven't been looking through it or anything like that. See, there's a bunch of little ledges, some scattered rocks around there. Let's look offshore some more. This looks like there's probably some wreck or something, and look at the detail in that. That's I'm not quite sure what that wreck is, but on our side of the coast, a lot of the wrecks are like tanks, old army tanks, concrete culverts and stuff like that. And you can really see the level of detail in these charts offshore. It continues like that. This is about probably 30 miles out right here, and those are a bunch of obstruction. That's a wreck. And a little bit off the wreck, you can definitely see that there's some ledges and some other rock piles around there. So now let's compare the middle grounds, which is what this chart is known for. That's actually about 15 miles. I'll show you guys 30 miles. So it's about 30 miles out right here. Look at that. You can really see the detail in this ledge right here. And that's definitely a good red ledge. It's got grouper written all over it. So now let's compare the middle grounds. So the CMAP chart, I haven't shown you guys in the last few minutes. It's got the middle grounds as well. It has some of the elbow. Obviously the CMAP chart has a lot of detail on it too. It's got for down by the Keys. It's got down by Miami. It's got some other stuff. Let's go to the Florida middle grounds. So here's a few numbers I want to just compare. So you can see it offers a good amount of detail. So let's compare offshore over here in about 230 foot of water. And you can see there's some ledges over here. And it looks like that's probably some good bottom. Let's look at it on the CMor chart. Zoom in that one particular spot. And that's what that exact same spot looks like on a CMor chart. You can see there's a lot more detail. It shows all the other detail on it. And now let's look at a middle grounds number. So obviously, as you guys can tell, the CMAP chart didn't include all this detail for the middle grounds. So it shows you a larger area of the middle grounds, and the area did show, this is what it looks like on CMor. You can see there's other ledges around here. There's a bunch of rock piles over there. And let's look at that exact same number on the CMAP. Right here, and zoom in. So you can see it shows a lot of detail. It's great, but it doesn't show as much. It doesn't show that one other little hard bottom area right next to it as well. It shows it, but it doesn't show it as well as in amount of detail. So it actually looks like on this side it's leaving some of it out. On this one, it shows it to be a lot closer to it. It actually ended up showing like around here. It didn't show all this other stuff on it, so it's leaving the detail out on that other one. So let me just show you some of the guys' detail in the middle grounds, and you can just see how much detail is around here in the middle grounds. See all these ledges. You know, there's tons and tons of bottom to fish out here. Look at all this. You don't even have to, you never even have to go here. You just put this chart in and you go, and you don't have to worry about anybody giving you numbers or anything like that. Forget those guys' numbers. You'll find better ones. And now let me show you guys off the elbow a little bit. Here's another little spot going offshore. This is about 80 miles out. That does not exist on the CMAP chart for this area, but you can see the level of detail. Look at all this. This is going to be a big ledge or something right here. And there's some more stuff out here. I can see it has quite a bit of detail. So let's go compare out in the Gulf Stream. And the CMAP chart also includes some stuff up here. So there's a CMor chart. You can see there's lots of detail. I'm not quite sure what this is, even though it looks very pretty. Looks like some shelves. And then there's some ledges out offshore here. This is out by the panhandle. Now let's compare the elbow like I've been wanting to do. So this is a spot I picked earlier to show you the level of detail. So this is out in the Gulf Stream, where it drops off. A lot of guys fish out here for tuna, mahi, swordfish, and that's the ledge around it. So this is a spot I picked not on purpose or anything like that, just to show you guys. And also look at this over here in shallower. You will find some big grouper down here. Look at that ledge. So back to what I was saying, comparing. So this is the same area on the CMAP chart, and look at the detail it has to offer. It's great. CMor CMAP chart has a lot of detail to offer on that exact same spot as well. So let's go to it over here. So it didn't show the other stuff out here, but look, this shows a lot of detail as well. It's just not quite as detailed as you can tell. Just take a good look at this. Maybe pause your screen and then look at the other one. So this is a CMAP, same spot, zoomed out to 2 miles. CMor zoomed out to 2 miles. You can see it's missing a lot of detail. That one has a lot of detail in it. That's really detailed. I would definitely be confident with going out offshore with that. But look at how much more detail this chart has. So and it's everywhere like that. It looks like. Now obviously there's some areas that one covers that the other doesn't. Like this doesn't show as much of a Gulf Stream as the other one does. It doesn't show everything down for the Keys. Now you gotta buy a separate chart for CMor for the Keys, or stuff for Miami or like Pulley Ridge. But they have a lot to offer. So check it out, guys. Check out the CMor charts down below. Look at them, and if they have it one for your area, I definitely highly recommend buying one. CMor definitely won this one right here. The level of detail on the CMor charts is just crazy compared to the CMAP charts. It made it look like an absolute joke. Some areas CMor chart was better. Actually in all the areas we compared was better. It didn't lose any of them, even though it didn't show everything, but it also had a lot more to show that the CMAP chart did not have to show, which was also something to really take into consideration, because really you wouldn't have been able to find all those other spots offshore. So now I can pretty much go offshore any day. Don't have to worry about nobody's numbers giving me good numbers or telling me anything. I just gotta have an idea where the fish are at. So depending on the time of year, it's gonna also come into play. I'm gonna be able to go offshore and say, okay, I want to fish this area over here. So like, let's say, or even if you guys are traveling down in this area, or you're traveling to an area you guys want to fish, just buy a CMor chart. Don't even worry about asking locals for numbers. Just buy one of these charts. Just buy one of these charts. Look, say, okay, I want to go fish over here. Oh, look at that. That's a ledge right there. So CMor definitely won the battle on this one. We're going to be comparing it to another chart soon in the future. That we're going to be comparing it to Navionics and Strikeline. We're also going to be comparing it to CMAP to other charts in the future, so you guys can see which chart is really the best. So that's the reason to subscribe, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to like this video and leave a comment. And I'll see you guys next week.